We are live. Hey, everybody. Hey, just another morning working in the studio, getting ready for my day job. I got some things to go through. Got a little care package from Real Avid. Um, got some new cool stuff that I'm gonna be playing with. Um, yeah, it's just get ready for Fourth of July tomorrow. Um, Just debating on whether I'm gonna record. I have a podcast recorded, um, and I told the person I wasn't going to release it this weekend because, well, it being Fourth of July is really kind of a crappy thing to do to a guest is to record a podcast and then release it on a holiday weekend because, well, everybody's doing holiday weekend stuff. So I debated on whether I was going to do just a solo one. I still don't know. Um, I maybe drop a comment down below and see if you want me to do a solo this weekend. Let's see here. YouTube. I know someone's out there. So hey man, if you're out there, drop it drop something into the chat. Let me know you're there. And yeah, we're just kind of just chilling out this morning. Um see here. Yeah, here we go. Sorry. I got a bunch of stuff working here. Oh man, it's actually getting kind of warm down here. It's like 51 degrees outside, but in the studio here, installation is complete. In the studio here, I got so much gear and lights going on. It's kind of warm. Behind me here, I'm actually resurrecting an old laptop. Trying to see if I can play with it a little bit. Got some actually has a little bit of horsepower. So I've been playing with some things, and I'm installing Linux on that, and we'll see if that works. I don't know. Yeah, it might be asking a lot for that laptop for what I want to do with it. Let's see here. Content. I got to film some content. I got some B-roll filmed. I just don't just gotta actually film the studio portion of it. Um, it's pretty cool. It's nothing earth shattering, but I will tell you, it's helped me out a lot because with the back and the knees and stuff like that, shooting rifles, getting down onto the mat. As much as I love that mat I have from Savor, um, I got a range on it. Just sometimes I just don't want to just go down on the ground and shoot. So I've been playing around with a tripod. So got to film that video now and get that thing ready because tell you what, man, getting old sucks. Um, Looks like we got a couple of people out there, man. Gunmetal guy burning late night, early morning pew pew cleaning oil. That's funny. So I did get a care. I said when I first started, I did get a care package from Real Avid, and since you're cleaning, got the CLP wipes they sent me. Kind of interested to see how they work. What you cleaning there, Gunmetal? Let's see here. Oh, hey, while we're here, so this is the other thing that Real Avid sent me. Um, this thing's kind of cool. Um, Check it out. It's like this thing is actually heavy. Um, it's got like one massive gun cleaning kit, and it's got like picks and brushes and swabs for 12 gauge and 20 gauge and four guides. And what I really thought was kind of cool is you can take this lid completely off. Check that out. take that thing completely off, and then tray comes out. Sporter C308, thinking of selling it, so I'm spiffing it up. Yeah, it's yeah, spiffing it up a little bit, help sell it a little bit. Uh, Not want it anymore, or just kind of like tired of it, or trying to just raise a little bit of money because God knows this economy sucks. Anyways, check this thing out. The base store rifle on it. I can't handle rifle on alive, so and it's got their flashlight to it. This flashlight, man, I actually wish they would sell this flashlight by itself because this thing is. I mean, look at that thing. Thing's pretty bright. A robot doesn't like that. Um, we've used this for a thing. Little ball, 3 reasons. Yeah, I've I've done that, man. I sold off a bunch of gear once so that I could build a 1911. Um, Actually, I was building a 1911, and I had a lot of fun with that build. But it was kind of sad to see me have to sell other things to kind of fund that because that if you haven't built a 1911, man, that it gets expensive. Um, and but I got a lot of really cool tools out of it that I still have and I still use today. Um, but yeah, it's kind of nice and kind of sad at the same time when you got to sell something for other reasons. Hopefully that robot's like not like making you sick going back and forth here. But yeah. So we'll see give that thing a workout. See what it is. I mean, God, this thing really is heavy. And then they also sent me a Glock tool. I got a Glock build coming up, and that'll that'll come in handy. So anybody got what you guys plans for tomorrow, man? It is the birthday of the country, man. What's everybody got planned? Maybe we're gonna see some family, gonna do some barbecues, fireworks. Let's hear what you guys got out there. Mm. Got got this in from Gideon too. It's the Gideon Omega. Look at that. You red dots are fun. I was never a big red dot person, and then I started playing with them, and God, look at the size of that window. That thing is. Look at a big window to it. I might I might end up on that Glock build. So you guys are out there, man. You guys ever played with radios any? Um, I've had my ham radio license. I got my radio here. Um, I got my ham radio license during COVID. I mean, I started studying for that test when I was in high school. Never got it. Finally, COVID hit, and I got it. It was kind of fun, but I just don't really use my license that much. It's nice to have a radio when you're up in the hills here in Montana. Of course, somebody's got to be within 25 miles line of sight. Um, but yeah, it's I don't know, it's kind of fun. Probably should use it more. I got to get a base unit put into the truck. Funny thing is, the truck. So we got 3 vehicles. We used to have 4. Um, we used to have a Bronco 2 that we used to take up in the hills and just beat the ever living crap out of. Bought that thing for $500, sold it for $500, um, and I put a transmission into it. Rebuilt that transmission. That was the first transmission. What's going on, brother? How you doing? ADXR 920 out there. Um, yeah, we used to beat that thing up in the mountains really hard, and yeah, that was fun. But those days kind of wore off. Went back when we used to do logging and stuff like that. Um, and God, that is light. So I got a Terminator T3 in um, for the rifle build, and it's funny. That thing is that big. Sorry, put something shiny in front of me, I'll be all over it. And um, for as big as it is, it's lighter than I would think it would be. But anyways, yeah, we used to go beat that thing up there, and then so we have a '99 Durango as well. That's what you see in the videos when I go up into the hills. The funny thing is, that's actually my wife's truck. It's not even my truck. That's my wife's truck. And yeah, we sold that Bronco, and think my wife I don't think my wife has driven her truck in 6 years, maybe. I drive it more. She steals my car in the summertime. The air conditioning in her car just does not work very well, and no one seems to be able to fix it. We've like replaced every component, compressor, all that stuff. Doesn't work. It was money well spent. It was like thousands we put into that thing, and no one can figure it out. You gotta love it when you waste money like that. Let's see here. Is this thing done building? Yes, it is. Don't upgrade. Actually, an old version of Linux I'm putting on that thing. Oh, hey, you know what? Let me see if the robot will turn around here. The one thing I was playing with, and I put like the lav mic on because I don't think you guys could have heard me. Come on, turn this way. You can do it. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. Keep going. Oh, God, robot does not like being wired into the thing. But so you can see I'm on front of the Dylan, and yeah, I've been playing with brass. I got a crap load of 308 brass to process. Um, we went to a estate sale, and guy had a lot of brass. Come on, keep going. You can do it. Yeah, it does not like this power cable. There we go. And I think I got 3 or probably about 3,000 once fired 308 shells. I think I picked it up for crap, I think I picked it up for like $150. Let's see here. Might sell with non-essential items down to the basics. 3 or 4 cans of ends, pew, long pew. No kiddos and nephews or I mean, they're skinny. um, so I get that gun though. You know, I did that podcast, that solo podcast talking about estate planning for guns, and um, thinking a lot about that lately. Um, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm hitting my midlife crisis or anything. ADX, I am still doing IT stuff. Yes. I am still doing IT. That is my day job. I do cybersecurity for my day job. Um, so, God, I was on call for a while back there last month, and it seemed like it was never going to end, which is why I got behind in content. Um, but yeah, no, I'd still do IT stuff, do cybersecurity. It was kind of a foregone conclusion that I was going to go into computers. As much as I fought it, it was just going to be a thing. I mean, gosh, I bought my first computer. What was it? 1981, I think. It was a Commodore VIC 20. I bought for $100. That was a lot of lawns I cut to buy for that. I started playing with computers in 1980. I was in third grade, and it was just as much as I did not want to go into computers, I kind of went into college for business, and then it just became computers. And funny thing is, I finished my degree in 2014. I hated college. I thought college was such crap. Um, when I had to take typing class, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Why do I gotta take typing class?" Been banging away on the keyboard longer than that teacher has been. Um, Funny thing is I didn't pass typing class. Um, I didn't take it seriously. It was kind of BS. Um, like, I remember going into Intro to DOS, um, and walking in, and I remember the professor, he's like, "Well, what are you doing in here?" I'm like, yeah, I was, it was, it was a prerequisite. I needed to take it. I couldn't test out." And he's like, "Man, just go to the back of the book, take the final test, have a great semester." And I walked out. I missed that. Shameful. What is that? A state video title? Want to watch it? It was one of the For the Love of Guns podcasts. Let me look that up there. Studio. Let me log into my YouTube studio here and see what it is. It was me rambling on, kind of like I'm doing now, but it was. I had to take a few weeks off again because of that on call. It kind of killed me. Essential estate planning for firearm owners. Um, it's about 3 weeks ago on the channel. Um, but yeah, I've been thinking about it. So the thought behind that is that number one, I hadn't created content in a while, and I was short on um, guests because I just couldn't plan things out. Network engineer. I used to be a network engineer. Playing with computers as long as yeah. Um, yeah, I was, let's see, my first certification was an MCSE in Windows NT 4.0. Um, Before that, I was a Novell guy. I played with Novell a lot, and I went kicking and screaming into Microsoft. Little did I know at the time that that was going to be like the best thing for my career. And then from there, I went into infrastructure. So I had my Cisco certs. Then I went into security, and yeah, I agree with you on that. So on the college thing, I had um, so I was a business student, and I did a paper. It was an intro to business paper, and it was about my father worked for a company that made computer ribbons. And so it's going back like the old impact printers and stuff, and typewriter ribbons and stuff like that. And then yeah, They also made toner and for like the big laser printers and even the smaller laser printers too. Um, and then I went down to one of his customers that was in Virginia and did some research on because they were remanufacturing toner cartridges. And I did this paper, intro to the business paper. So this was what, 92? Yeah, I think it was like 92 or 93. Um, and I also interviewed some people at the college, at the dean's office, and stuff like that. And they were using remanufactured toner cartridges. And so I did this whole thing about remanufactured toner cartridges. And I got a D on the paper, and the comment was that recycling is a fad. So yeah, I laid out my whole story about this is how my father's customer opened up their books to me so I could see how profitable it was and stuff like that. Yeah, I had to go get that grade overturned by the dean. Cisco mostly routers and switches. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in data centers doing route switch. Funny, I was a 3Com guy and a Nortel Networks. Yeah, um, I was in 3Com and Nortel Networks before I was a Cisco person. I was certified in those. I think it was right around 2000s when I started decertifying and stuff. But at, at the height of it, I think I had like 28 letters behind my name from all the certs. Used to joke around that the signature line on my emails used to throw off the hard drives because it was so heavy that the hard drives wouldn't spin. Little computer geek joke there. Um, but yeah, I kind of miss route switch route. Um, I had a really cool network actually out here in Montana that I came out to run, and so that was what 2006. It was really cool, all fiber connected across Montana. Um, it was a really fun thing. So between here and Billings, it's a 4 hour drive, three and a half if you're me and the roads are dry. Um, and my return, my ping times, I was 3 milliseconds on that. It was, and for everybody in the non geek world, that's fast. Trust me, it's fast. Um, so yeah, it was a super fast network. It was fun. It was a fun network to work on. Um, and yeah, it's just that network. God, that network doesn't even exist anymore. Um, that's the one thing I hate about IT work is all the stuff you do now is going to be gone in a couple of years. Um, they're going to replace it, rip it out, and replace it. Um, Sometimes I miss being a consultant. Sometimes I'm really happy I'm not. Um, but yeah, it's cool to have another geek out there. But yeah, it's I can't complain. God, what was it? 20 been IT 28 years or something like that. We're talking to you, Pew and tech guys. Dabs a little in the PC parts, swap, repair laser and dot matrix. Yeah, I've done that too. Yeah, the fuser pulled fusers out and yeah, repair a little network, a little hospital tech, and yeah, yeah. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun hanging out with geek. God, Gunmel, I didn't know that you were in IT too. Um, it's you've done IT work. I can't complain, man. It pays the bills. But I can't complain actually. There are days that my job drives me nuts. Yeah, a long way from gun stuff, but yeah, it's fun to go into this. Like when I get on John Crump, when I go on his podcast, it's a tough podcast to do because we end up geeking out about stuff. You want to talk about geek? John Crump is like uber geek. He's done a lot of stuff. Standard started as a network software engineer. Used to started as a network software engineer. Man, you went from software engineering to networking. Um, it's funny. There was a time when I was in college when I went into computers. When I left business, went into computers. I wanted to be a software engineer, and then my first class was Turbo Pascal. And then I was like, "Ah, okay, this is kind of interesting." And the second class was COBOL, and I knew I wasn't going to be a programmer. For some reason, I had problems with arrays. I don't know what it was, but they just storing data into arrays just I just couldn't do it. Um, but yeah, it's funny. Um, used to live in so I guess you're saying Massachusetts. No, I used to live in Delaware. When I graduated high school in Delaware, I actually lived in Maryland when I went to high school in Delaware. Um, I grew up just outside of Philly. 16, we moved from Pennsylvania. Oh, it was weird, right? So my father had to move into his territory. He covered Delaware, Maryland, DC, Virginia, and North Carolina. It was really cool as a kid because I got to go through DC. I learned DC really as a kid. So in the summer times, I was out with my father on sales calls and stuff. Um, had a lot of fun doing that. So we had to move. We moved from. I lived in a town called Bensalem. We moved from Bensalem to Laurel, Maryland. My father and I were living down there during the week and then commuting back up to see my sister and my mom on the weekends. We did that for a year, and then we moved to Delaware. While our house was being built in Maryland, moved into that, and then after my dad died, I moved back to Delaware. Um, then to Montana, then to Delaware, then back to Montana. We have moved around a bunch. Um, but yeah, but I did have a customer in Boston that I used to commute from Wilmington, Delaware to Boston. Um, at Boston and New York City was my major customers. I had a bunch in Delaware and Philly, but started college as electrical engineer. Wow, that's a hell of a jump for you. I mean, you started off as an electrical engineer, went to be a software engineer, and ended up as a network engineer. Um, that's man, you've got me beat on the tech. When I took a C class, I didn't even make it to C. Um, so when I was learning COBOL, my so this was what 93, like 93, 90. Um, I asked my professor, I go, why why are we learning a dead language like this? And he goes, well, Y2K is coming up, and we need programmers to fix the Y2K bug and stuff like that. And it was funny. And it's like, so I go, so you're teaching us a dead language for an event that's going to happen that the knowledge will be useless afterwards because Y2K is going to hit, and then all the software will either be replaced or fixed. And he's like, yes. I'm like, great. Thanks for looking out for my future. Um, yeah, I never made it to a C class. Yeah, I had a my best friend in college. He was also the best man at my wedding. He was a meteorology major. He's in North Carolina. North Carolina. Yeah, I think it's North Carolina, New Bern, North Carolina. Um, when he went off to his 4-year college, he called me up. He goes, "So what is oh, crap, is it Fortran? Yeah, he goes, "What's Fortran?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm a computer major, and even I don't have to take Fortran." So they were teaching those guys programming too because of old dead language stuff that was still running all the stuff. Um, yeah, it's amazing how much old technology, like I don't know, like that laptop back there, um, it just kind of sticks around. I remember when I was going through search coordination and execution training for the Coast Guard Auxiliary, um, talking to the chief that was teaching that class. It was interesting because he had to go, he had to fly. Where was it? I forget what country it was. They had to fly to a country to go to a museum to get tubes out of a out of a static display to bring them back to put them into some of the aircraft that the Coast Guard was still running for the radar and stuff. I'm like, wow, that's pretty scary. Tubes are old because they couldn't get them, and then it was too expensive to upgrade the aircraft. But yet again, there's only a finite amount of tubes left. So yeah, it was kind of funny thinking about all this old dead stuff. It was bonkers. I don't remember the time period when fondness for a lot of confusion, misinformation, and usually yeah. Yeah, Y2K was kind of a goat rodeo, wasn't it? I remember so in at least on my side, because back then I was doing still doing Microsoft work, but it was going over to was it the infrastructure side, and that was interesting because like IT budgets like opened up. Everybody was buying everything. What do you need this for? Oh, Y2K. We need to replace it for Y2K. And you didn't need to. It was pretty funny to watch. Um, Y2K actually killed the company I worked for. Um, so probably 9 months. No, it wouldn't be 9 months. So um, we moved out here let's see here, October 2000 is when we moved out to Montana. It had to have been earlier than that. I know the second time we moved out was September. It was somewhere around there. That company, we went through 4 rounds of layoffs because they bet everything on Y2K and they made all their future sales projections based off of the sales from Y2K, which, yeah, didn't work. Um, so I had to go find a job. I was only married for what, a year and a half, and we decided to move out here. But yeah, Y2K was a goat rodeo. That was not fun. Um, it was a lot of busy work for a lot of what do we do now? Um, and then yeah, people buying like MREs like crazy, and I guess that really was like the first time I got introduced to prepping. Was Y2K. I mean, everybody was preparing for the end of the world. Y2K, my wife and I we went out to dinner early, and I really didn't think much of it, to be honest with you. So my buddy that was the that was the weatherman, he was telling me that um, since he was like low man on the totem pole, they sent him out where he was. Where he was out in Western Maryland. So they went out. They sent him out to go cover the nuclear reactor, the power plant for Y2K. And he's like, man, so I got to work, and like, yeah, like you got to cover this story for Y2K. And then he came back like like several hours before midnight, and they're like, why aren't you out there? He goes, it's over. He goes, what do you mean it's over? They're like, yeah, they all work on Zulu time. They don't work on Eastern Standard Time. So their Y2K is over. I'm going out partying. Um, so yeah, it was a lot of weirdness. So anybody that's just joining, man, jump out in the chat, man. Just leave a comment. We are just apparently this became an IT chat. When I started, I had no real idea what I was going to talk about. Just I was just sitting here, just farting around on the bench, and as much as I made everything clean the last time I went live, I got crap in and then jumped up the bench again. Um, Happens. Mm, Just it does. I got to clean up my shelves here too. I got all kinds of crap stacked up here on these shelves, including a project I never actually did. Um, Actually, I'm looking up. There's a couple of projects I never actually did. Let's see here. Let me think here. What time is it? It's 5:12 here, so it's still pretty early. I start work at 6 because I work East Coast time. Um, the company I work for is out of Tampa, so yeah, so it's gearing up for work. The dogs are going to start getting a little restless in about an hour, and it all becomes fun. So, anybody out there, man, did you guys see the wonderful debate? We tuned in for like 10 minutes. Like it was like halfway through. Um, it was actually we're streaming something, and then streaming stopped working for some reason. So we switched over to the debate, watched 10 minutes for like, I mean, really, like when we joined the debate, there was Biden with his blank stare. That was like the first thing, and we're just like, yeah, it's over. We watched 10 minutes of it and was just like, yeah, the guy is just not. I mean, if this is news to anybody that he was not there, um, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Um, he's just not going to make it. I mean, he's just he is. Let's see here. What they say in Breakfast Club? He's a neo zombie Zoom weeby. He's out there. So let's see here. Anything else? I think anything else new going on? Um, oh, hey, for so since we're geeking out and stuff, like I have a DJI drone. Um, so when I film, sometimes I throw the drone up in the air, and so I have an Air 2. I mean, I have an older drone. That being said, I've only had it for a couple of years, and it's already old. So I threw this up, and you will see, yes, this is registered with the FCC. I have a Part 107 license for the drone because if you're going to do anything that's going to make money with a drone, the feds are going to want their money too. So I went out and got a Part 107 license, and anyways, I was one of my dreams was a Skydio too, and then Skydio stopped making drones for the consumer market. And then I was reading yesterday that the CEO of Skydio was starting to address all the flack that he's taking. Joe Biden debate after the part was such great. I actually didn't see that, um, but just about anything Joe Biden. She's like she's walking around like leading a 2-year old. I mean, watching all the stuff that came over from France from D-Day, the D-Day stuff. Um, was looking at drones. Yeah, it's drones are fun. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of fun. Um, but so they have the DJI ban that's been going on, and what's so funny is everybody's like all worried. Oh my God, they're sending all this stuff over to China, and they're it's like, oh my God, people, is this really what you're worried about? I mean, we got a slobbering, incompetent idiot um, in office, which let's just face it, he's the figurehead. Um, but anyways, Skydio is like the CEO of Skydio is like, I am not behind the DJI drone ban. It's like, wait, you sit on government committees about drones, about consumer and these smaller drones. This is a huge competitor to you, and you're not you're not liking it. There's two people in Skydio that have been kind of linked to the drone ban stuff, and he's saying no. I mean, I don't have evidence, but let's just face it. When you sit on the FAA board for drones, and then they recommend a ban of DJI drones, y- yeah, that's not self-serving. But yeah, I'll have to watch the after party. Um, but yeah, drones are fun. I really enjoy having my drone. I like it. My goal is to fly this thing in every state I go through. And it's funny, I go through shot every year. I take this with me, and I drive. So I have yet to fly in Idaho. I have yet to fly in Utah. I've yet to fly in Arizona because there's a short section of Arizona I drive through, but that's a tough one to get some footage in because it's like through this canyon on the interstate. Um, but yeah, they're fun. I really enjoy flying it. I want to get a new one. Oh, excuse me, but um, rifle build's taking up a lot of money. My wife knows I want a DJI Mini 4. I played with Flying Rich's DJI Mini 3. Well, I didn't play with it. He was flying it. And I was kind of like looking over his shoulder. And I was impressed with the night capability of that thing. I think it was pretty awesome. I want a 4. I want a 4 Pro, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Um, just the stuff you can do with these drones is pretty freaking amazing. Um, like where the house is here, we're on the approach pattern for Helena, so we don't. I can get Lance authorization up to 300 feet. Well, we can only fly the 400 anyway, so I'm not really missing anything. But when I get up to the hills, yeah, I can go fly the 400. I'm up there shooting and stuff like that, and I'll throw the drone up in the air and have some fun. But we got a bunch of people out there, man. Just jump in the chat. We're just BSing here before I got to go to work. I work out of the house here, so yeah, we're just BSing. We're talking about today was like Tech Day, man. We were it's just kind of open floor. We're just BSing about stuff, having fun, just yeah, just chilling out. So here, you know what? So I was playing with this. Looking at all the crap I still got to put away from range day. Range day when I was out in the range. Um, so you guys probably know I like Falco for their holsters, and I was playing with this. Um, Falco let me kind of walk off with this from shot. So this is like a kind of like a sling bag. Um, it's pretty cool. The only thing about it is I don't know about wearing this as a guy. Um, some banging the mic around here. It's kind of cool. I like the idea. I just don't know. I just don't know about a guy wearing it. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's kind of cool because you got like these easy pull tabs here. Um, right here, pull this little D ring, and it opens up, and you get access. I probably would pull it the other way because I'm right-handed. I don't want to pull and then have to draw. But pretty cool idea. I like it. Hiking up in the hills, it might not be bad. You have the same apprehension. Yeah, I don't know about seeing a guy walking around with a purse, a merce, I guess it is. I mean, if you ever watched, was it Friends when Joey got his little bag? It's like it's so practical and you can store so much stuff in it. And Chandler's like, yeah, like your lipstick and um, I like the idea. I do like the idea. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if I was looking for those. Um, they're they're my it's my hearing protection from the range. Uh, I was wondering where they went, and then apparently I put them in there. You see, if I hadn't had this live, I never would have found these things. And these things are like 2,500 bucks. These are not cheap. Um, but yeah, I just don't know, man. If I see a guy walking around with this thing, um, DLD loves his sack. We could go many ways with that comment there, ADX. We go there many ways. But yes, he does love his sack. Uh, um, yeah, it's just I like. I don't get me wrong. I like it. I just yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing was like fanny packs were big back in was it the 90s. Um, don't get me wrong. I had one too, and I wore it like twice, and I thought it was stupid, and I felt stupid wearing it. It's funny. I was talking to a state trooper here, um, and he was teaching our concealed carry class, and he was just like he when he goes somewhere touristy, he goes out and buys a fanny pack with like the most touristy thing of the area. Like, why would you do that? You look stupid. He goes, I'd rather look stupid and have a gun on me for protection than have nothing. I'm like, he goes, because he had the same thing. Like I would see fanny pack, I would scream. To me, that just screams gun, right? And he goes, but like a Mickey Mouse fanny pack, you just look like a dumb tourist. I'm like, you've got something there. I can't argue. I can't argue that. I tried a tactical side bag. It was a pocket heavy and camo, but I didn't shake that bag feeling. Ended up regular duffel bag. Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna bring this up for everybody. Sorry, it's just like for me with my glasses. I'm like trying to read these things, and it's really small. I tried a tactical side bag, and it was pocket heavy and camo, but I couldn't shake that bag feeling. Ended up toting around a regular duffel, out of place or not, I don't care. There is something about that. I mean, I just did that video. Crap, it's out there. Um, like on that Falco range bag, and it's one of those things of I've been getting into other ways of concealed carry. I mean, I have let me see here. It's like all the I haven't gotten to the closet yet to clean it. Um, so this is like my regular off. Uh, I've had this for a long time too. This is my regular off body carry. So it's a 511 tactical backpack, and it's got a holster hidden compartment with a holster in there. And I think that's my problem is I'm so used to carrying a backpack for everything for work that anything else just feels weird to me. Um, so yeah, we get into here. So here's the you guys probably won't be able to see it very well, but in here's the holster because I'm dropping cables and crap. Right there's the holster. Um, so everything else I use is just kind of like weird, right? Um, but I've been looking at other things for carry that doesn't scream gun, and that's another reason why when Falca gave me this, I thought it was cool. I actually think this might be really good for hiking, um, because it does have other pockets and things to it. Um, but for like an everyday carry, I just don't know about that. Um, but I just realized, yeah, my radio would fit in there really well. There you go. So I could actually carry my radio. Um, yeah, and that's the thing is like just having a problem with getting to the point of don't of not caring. But anyways, going back to that leather bag, it would be I like that idea because it doesn't scream gun, right? and I'm looking for things that don't scream gun. It's just a leather. It's like a leather, it's a leather bag. So, hey, Krabby, what's going on, brother? And so yeah, I just haven't made it to that getting past the I don't care portion of it yet. It's just um, I don't know. I just concealed carry is just getting kind of weird um, for me. I mean, I go back to I like my 511 bag and I like my leather holsters, and because they have guns in them, I can't pick them up. Um, I can't pick them up because we're live. It's against the tube's policies there. But I want something else, right? I mean, I want something else for carry. I want other options, um, which is why I like this. Eventually, I'm going to do a video on this, but I got to get through the testing of it and see how it goes. I mean, I've had it out a few times, and it gets a little less weird each time. But again, it's one of those things of I've done it. I've done it up in the North Hills here, so I don't do it in town. Man, I don't even really go into town that much. Yes, man. Happy 4th of July Eve. Um, yeah. Um, yes, it's the holiday is upon us. I just gotta get through. God, I got a crap load of meetings today too. Um, who schedules meetings on July 3rd? Um, and all these, I actually got like double booked for meetings today. I don't know how people are. I mean, I guess everybody's just trying to get crap done before the holiday. Um, but it's like it's going to be a quiet day today anyway at work because people are taking off this week. They're taking off next week. Um, you know, I know people are working this week. They're working today is their last day. They'll have the holiday tomorrow. They're off Friday and they're off all next week. So it's like I don't know why everybody keeps on trying to cram my schedule with meetings. Yes, more Rogue videos, please. Hope you will bust out some this weekend. Um, so I got one. I'm working on one this weekend. Um, right now, I'm kind of in a testing mode right now. I got a bunch of products to test. I didn't get a chance to test them last month, which is piling up on me this month. Um, excuse me, but yeah, it's right now I'm kind of in the testing phase of a few products. I've been also playing around with changing the formats of the videos a little bit and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I gotta get out. I gotta get out and get some filming. I'll be filming a little bit here in the studio this weekend. Um, for that video. I'm trying to get out for Friday of next week, and I missed the day when I missed the days where I had a lot of time to test and film, and I had a backlog. Like there was a time, was it a year and a half ago, I had videos filmed, edited, and uploaded to the channel that it was um, it was like 6 weeks, and that was when I was doing videos like every week. I had 6 weeks of videos uploaded. And Gabriel, how you doing, man? It's been a while since I've seen you. Um, so yeah, I want to get back into I want to get back into getting that I don't feel rushed. Like so I filmed like that Falco bag came out Friday, this past Friday. It was actually supposed to come out the Friday before. And this was supposed to be the Friday I missed, and then or the last Friday was supposed to be the Friday I missed, and then it was going to be a video release this Friday. But I got so out of whack um, that I couldn't. But yeah, I got to do some filming. I'm playing with a product right now that I can't talk about. I actually have an NDA on. It's pretty cool. I like the way this thing is going. I've been through the beta. I have a beta version of the product, and I heard they're ramping up for production now. It's gonna be kind of cool. I like that. They're trying to announce it. I think they're gonna announce it for Shot. Um, so we still got months before I can kill me not talking about it too. Um, but yeah, see what else has I got? I got a rifle build. I'm filming. I mean, I got some other things I'm filming. So for Edge content, Edge is extreme DIY gunsmithing. I got the rifle build. I got a rifle build going. I'm looking at it right now. It is mostly complete. Just everything's expensive. It's an expensive build. It's the most expensive gun build I've done for the channel. I think I've what we got here. So there's when everything's said and done, the gun's going to be about $3,000 or $4,000. Um, so yeah, that's why that's taking so long. I've got a pistol build that I've got planned that I ran into an issue with that I'm trying to get around. Um, I got this. Uh, that pistol build's screwing me up for this. This is, and I know you can't really see it that well. I'm gonna do that. This is a trigger for a Glock. This is from Elfman Tactical. This I played with that trigger at Shot, and it is like the best trigger I've ever played with. So Elfman sent me that. I got to play with that, but again, that pistol build is screwing me up because it's supposed to go in that pistol build, and there's problems. There's problems with it. So yeah, so I'm getting kind of excited about getting the gun builds going again. I've got two Winchester 94. They're the fire damaged Winchesters that I bought. Bought a bucket of guns for $150. They all went through a fire. They went through a house fire, and I got two. I've released one of those videos. These two are going to be in the same video. It's going to look like one rifle, but that is actually two rifles in that build. Um, I gotta finish that. That's an expensive one too. That's why that one's been. That's one. No, I have not tested out the Johnny Glock trigger. Um, I want to. My problem is that I kind of got out of the Glock world, and now now with all the problems with the P320 coming up again, I am probably going to go back into the Glock world. I left the Glock world for the SIG world, and SIG's kind of, I don't know, kind of got me a little pissed off and nervous at the same time at them. Um, Want to build a 2011 soon? Yeah, me too. Um, I I am probably going to do an Edge video next year on a 2011. I was working with a company on a video for that, and then they kind of ghosted me. So so yeah, I've got all the tools to do it too. I mean, I've had the 1911 and 2011. So I've got a jig from Matrix Precision that I cut my rails with. So I get the am I going to put it on FCU? There has been a 1911 class scheduled for FCU for over a year. Um, so yes, there will be an FCU class. There's going to be there will be an Edge video on it on the channel, but then there's going to be the full build on FCU, where we're going to talk about cutting rails and measuring and stuff like that. Um, Again, it's just I got to get some sponsors for that because it's just these gun builds are freaking expensive. I mean, they are. But yes, FCU. For those of you who don't know what FCU is not Fire Control Unit. It's Freedom Crew University. One of the instructors over at Freedom Crew University, where we kind of teach you how to build stuff. Um, oh, it's so funny. So at FCU, we did. I redid the Mup One video, which is what people really loved on my channel. That's what really exploded. It's also the one video that got me some unwanted attention from Congress. Um, I don't know if I want unwanted. It was yeah, it's wanted and unwanted at the same time, right? Um, so I redid that, and it's funny. I was talking to a Marine gun builder, and there was some miscommunication between the two of us on that because I had it done and he thought I was publishing it, and then I thought he was publishing it, and then 3 months went by when we're like, "Oh crap, this never got published," and it should be out there now. So that's I redid that with um, all the new stuff that like Marine Gun Builder found new ways of cutting rails. Um, I did that. I actually did both. I did the old way and the new way. So that way, if you didn't want to buy the Dremel workstation and the milling table and stuff like that, you could do it. But yeah, there's going to be more content coming out in FCU. There's some things we're waiting for to happen um, going through the Supreme Court before we really start doing that. I'm going to take that class, but don't have all the parts. Yeah, and that's the problem I have with that ADX. The I've been planning that class, that 1911 class, for a long time. The problem is standardization. Um, because you build a 1911, you don't assemble it. So does all the students have the same tools? Do they all have the same parts? How do we teach this? Because this is going to fit a little different. Like, is this thing decked? Is it not decked? Are we running ramp? If we're building a 45, it's unramped. If you're building a 9 millimeter, are you ramped? What ramp are you running and stuff like that? So it's a tough one. Um, it's a really tough one. I used your AR videos to build my last. Oh, that's sweet, man. That's awesome. I love seeing that people are building. So I couldn't do. So the funny thing is, if you look at like on my channel, I have the upper assembly, upper disassembly, lower disassembly, and field strip. There's the lower assembly video is not there. That's because of well, the channel strike I got for that one. Um, but yeah, it was nice doing that on FCU. So if you all those videos are on FCU. So if you want to buy it, I forget what it is. It's not that much to go out there and get them. Um, but I have a class, like, so I have the old videos there, but then I actually taught a class. So it's like a CBT, computer-based training, where we walk you through all the steps of building your AR. Um, so it was really that was actually kind of fun to do. I enjoyed doing that one, um, because sometimes you sit down and rethink things you did. And what's funny is after I got done filming that, I rethought a few other things. The one thing I wish I had for the class was the AR Builder board. Um, that's a that's pretty cool. I really like what Brendan did with that. Um, so yeah, so we have a whole class that'll walk you step by step on, okay, so now we're going to do this, now we're going to do that, and that way you can kind of like it's like lessons. Like, we're going to put the trigger in, and then it's like, the trigger and hammer, and then you can stop because it's done. So it's kind of modular. So pretty cool. So yeah, definitely go check out Freedom Crew University. It's that's a great thing that we've got out there. Um, there's 3D printing classes out there. There's the Glock build classes. I helped Marine Gun Builder in the Glock build class. It's so funny because he's like, um, can you partner with me on the Glock build? And I'm like, yeah, but that's kind of like your thing. And so yeah, we I helped them out with that and did a couple of the modules for the Glock build class. Um, yeah, that's a lot of fun. It's a whole lot of fun doing those Freedom Crew University classes. Um, I'm kind of in talks with Marine Gun Builder on a couple of things we want to do out at Freedom Crew that may or may not come about. But I really want to kind of do that. What I'm thinking, it's not that anybody's against it. We're all for it. It's just logistically, how do we pull it off if we can pull it off? So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So, well, anyways, it is coming up on 5:45. I've got to still got to brush my teeth, so I'm gonna go upstairs, brush my teeth, get ready for the dogs waking up. I've been up since about 1 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't sleep last night. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for kind of chilling out with me here. Glad you guys could join. Hopefully, we didn't bore you too much. For those of you who didn't participate in chat, hopefully we didn't bore you too much about the geek talk about IT stuff. But it's just it's what pays the bills, man. It's what keeps the guns coming. Um, but yeah, man, I had a great time too. Everybody, stay safe out there, and see you the next time I just have insomnia and just turn the camera on.